Welcome to the Power Agent Success Series, gang. I am so excited. I have a very special interviewee person, Tony Donnino. As you can see him, his handsome looking face on the screen. Hey, Tony, how you doing?
Really good, really good. Great time.
We were chit-chatting, of course, before we officially started this recording. And, before we get into our conversation, I just want to tell everybody why you're so special to me. And, you're one of the few people that, just blind faith. I had this idea of a training course that would help transform an agent, not just their production, but who they were as a person. And, that was in 1993. It was Prudential. What's that?
Long time ago.
And that was the first Power Agent program class. There was about 30 some odd people in that class. Wait, I did this with Annette because we interviewed Annette, but I had to pull it out for you. Wait, let's see how this is when you had hair. Let's see. There you are.
Many FISBOs ago.
many FISBOs ago. And there's beautiful Annette.
Yeah.
And the whole crew. And just what warms my heart why I have this hanging in my office is because, and there's the original Power logo. And this was the very first class that started this whole business and what a Power Agent is. And anyway, to have you in this interview is it just warms my heart so much.
Yeah.
But it's been a long time, and you've really kicked some butt over the years. And so let's get into this. So when you started the Power program, if you can remember that long ago, how was your production then? Where were you as an agent, and how did that year help you?
Well, it was I finished my very first year.
Okay.
$9,000. I said, I got to do something here. So this is how I got into real estate, buying my second home, right? Our real estate agent. Now, your second home, you know what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
First home,
right.
You're buying anything. Second home, you know what you want. My real estate agent showed me 92 houses. I go, oh my God, I could do this. So that's how I got in. Daryl, my wife was pregnant with our second child. I did not sell my first home, bought my second home, got laid off my construction job, started real estate. I had 6 months worth of payments. That was it.
Wow.
Okay. And I used to teach new agent training at Prudential Long Island Realty when I started. So this is what I used to tell the agents. I was working day, night, sideways, and then your class started. I took that. I took another class that you had come from, Sweat Hogs, at the same time. At the same time, I was doing both classes. So after your class, that next year, 45 listings I took in that year.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, back then, they all didn't sell like today. But 45 listings I took in my third year in business.
Well, listen, I don't care. I don't care what market it is.
Yeah.
Seller's market, buyer's market.
Yeah.
45 listings.
Yeah.
In 1 year.
Well, that was our goal, right? A listing a week.
Yep.
That was it. That was my goal. Wake up in the morning, 3 listing appointments. You get 1.
Now let's talk about it, because I want to capture this, because so you went from $9,000 to the next year, 45.
Number one agent in my
number
office.
one agent.
Yep.
I want people to really hear that. I mean, because that's powerful.
Yeah.
What would you say? Now, I'm sure there was many things, but what would you say is one of the things that comes top of mind for you that helped you turn a breakdown into a breakthrough? Because that's a breakthrough, no doubt.
Yeah. Yeah.
What would you attribute that to?
I took all kinds of classes.
Okay.
I went to go see Tony Robbins, your class. The biggest thing I got out of everything is branding yourself.
Okay.
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 So my name was, like Annette said, all splattered all over town. You picked one town where you lived and you splattered your name all over town, right? And, I tell this story too. When I very first started, I had one listing and it was on a main road. 25A is like, 25A, right?
Yep.
It's like thousands of cars go by. And it was on that road. It was a piece of land. And people used to say, I see your name all over the place. That was the only listing I had. So I went for main roads. Get your name out with a sign.
It's funny you said that because my mentor, which is the foundation of all the power program material, Mac Levitt, was like a second father to me. And Mac, he said he loved listings on main roads. Because now an average agent might say, oh, those are hard to sell. Who wants to live on a main road? And for him, it was like, it was a free billboard is what he used to say.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So that's fascinating. So getting your name out there, was there anything else you did to get your, and of course, this was before you and I, before the internet was invented.
Yeah, exactly. You taught me, and door knocking, for sale by owners and expireds. That was my bread and butter. Especially for sale by owners, nobody went after that because they're scared.
Right.
And you just gotta, and believe it or not, of course, there's no more expireds. Because in our market everything sells, but for sale by owners, I still do.
Do you really?
Yeah. Yep.
Well, good for you, man.
Yeah.
Because you're at a point. Now that you've been in the business as long, you do have obviously a client base, but the fact that you still do the FSBOs, that's awesome.
Yeah. So my theory is your referrals are 75% of your business at least. But you still need that 25% new coming in. Otherwise, the referrals are gonna, move out of town, gone. So I still get that 25% new business every year. Yeah, I still want that.
That's powerful. That even referral business, you got to keep putting new, fresh business in. So that's why you're doing it. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Let's go. I want to ask you something else about that, from $9,000 to 45 listings.
Yeah.
How is your I think I picked up on it, but I want to embellish on it. How was your feelings? Were you afraid, like financially? Were you afraid? You
panicked. But that drove me. Yeah, sure, I was afraid, but I came from, my parents installed to me, work ethic. So I worked. It was a little tough on my wife back then, 2 kids, but day and night I was working. And Kelly Taylor was my very first manager. She used to see me, right? She used to see me bring my daughter in to the office at night. Right. And I, because my wife worked at night, bring my daughter in and I'd be cold calling. My daughter be in the next room.
How old were your kids then?
My daughter was a newborn when a year. Yeah.
A year. Okay.
And my son was 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, not to get too personal, was your wife working at the time, or you? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. She was working.
So she's working. She's working.
I'm working. Okay. Crazy hours. And then once you start to get your brand and everything, then you for the last 20 years, I take Wednesdays off. I am off Wednesdays. You can't get me unless you tried. You can't get me. After 6 o'clock, maybe I'll answer your call, if it's important. I'm monitoring. But
now let's talk about that. So what, you take Wednesdays off, and 6 o'clock, you're not done. Available, because you're at this point in your life. Yeah. Time to smell the roses.
Yeah, nothing can happen from 6 p.m. to 9 a.m. the next day to me. Anyhow, nothing. Yeah. Yeah, you can get, you could, if I have offers to present, I'll present them, but what's going to happen? You can't get in touch with an attorney, like, so that's my feeling anyhow. Yeah. To me, you have to control this business or it will control you.
Amen. Amen. That's
I got taught a long time ago. Yeah.
That's like a tweetable hashtag or something like not too long for a hashtag, but powerful stuff. Yeah. Why Wednesday? Why do you take Wednesdays off?
It's the beginning. It's the middle of the week. And oh my gosh, you go in there Thursday, you are recharged. You're like, I'm ready to go again. So Monday, of course, is tough from the weekend. You're following up. Tuesday, Wednesday off. You take a nice break. And then Thursday, you're ready to go again.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, do you have an assistant? Your production level now? I mean, where were you at last year? How was
the top
last
agent in my office last year? I had my best year ever. Yeah.
In a pandemic. So, what would you attribute that to? What made the last year? Because that's interesting. In the pandemic, some agents, they had their best year, and some of them it was a struggle year for them. So what would you say? Why was that for other agents who are struggling? Why was it your best year?
I think because a lot of agents weren't working, and I was. They not that you were. Everybody was afraid of the pandemic, but I just wasn't. I was one of those people that just kept working. I was in the office when nobody was here, so I just kept working. And
so you had less competition.
Less competition, I think, anyhow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. Listen, some it could be a pandemic, it could be something else, whatever that was that time of year, Christmas, the holidays, agents take off. So there's these moments throughout a year that there is less competition. So there's the agents who step up, at work, benefit from that.
Yep. December, a lot of people take off, parties and.
Yep. True.
Took 3 listings this past December. Yeah.
Now you're looking up. I'm not going to have you. We're not going to move the camera. No. For the people that don't know, before we started this, he moved the camera, and all of a sudden we got disconnected. We couldn't hear each other. So he's not going to move the camera. But what did you just look at? Tell everybody.
Your dot board.
That's right, baby.
Yep.
29 years ago, I taught you the dot board. You're still using it.
God.
That's an awesome tool, right?
It is awesome tool. I mean, I look at that thing every day. I go, oh my God. Yep.
Keeps you focused. It keeps you focused.
Absolutely. Keeps you in line.
Now, what do you tell agents? So wait, let's recap. I want to really highlight what you said. So $9,000 to 45 listings. The big difference there was, number one is you were a sponge. You were taking courses left and right. And which is interesting. Most successful agents that I've seen, and actually NAR did a study on that, the ones that are making more money than the average agent are the ones that take a lot of education, because
you still have to learn.
Yes.
If you think you know everything in this business, you don't.
Well, there's something, I'm going to tell you something, just to really capture this too. There's a certain level, because I'll be honest with you, I've been so busy doing stuff, and I'm writing a new course. And so because I'm writing a new training program that I don't want to talk about right now, but I'm writing the training program, I started taking classes myself again. And what I'm finding is I'm getting more energy from learning,
of course,
by discovering new things. So I think being a sponge and being committed to education and learning, that actually sources energy and enthusiasm.
Because Darryl, the market keeps changing. It's never the same market. Look, in 30 years, the market has so changed. It's completely different. You got to keep up with the market conditions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So the second thing too that I heard you say was that you were hungry, man. You were like financially, it was do or die.
That's it. That was it. Yeah.
What do you tell an agent that is in that financial space, but that it's not motivating them? It's doing the opposite. It's paralyzing them.
Good. This profession, you need to work as hard. And now I switched to work smarter than harder. Mm-hmm. There's a difference, but that's after you're established. But hard work will always be talent when talent doesn't work hard. How's that one?
That was great. Can you say, do you know what you just said? Can you say that again? Because hard
work will always be talent when talent doesn't work hard. I used to tell that to my daughter playing softball. All the time.
Love it.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Now, you also said something else really powerful just there, is that now you work smarter, but in the beginning, it was about working harder.
Yeah. You think this job is easy, you're in the wrong profession. Yeah. It's not easy. You have to work hard and you have to know your skills. Yeah. It's got to be in here. Like Annette said, she goes with keys and sunglasses. I knew that. I could have told you that years ago. That's all I knew about her. Keys and sunglasses. Boom, boom, boom. Here, sign. I go, what, Annette? But I don't have the keys and sunglasses, but I'm close to that too.
Yeah, well,
when you go in, they know you, especially by town and everything. So.
Well, she's prettier than you too, so she got that. So. Now my office, they're gonna yell at me. Why did you go there?
Yeah. Geez.
Anyway, so all right, so this is good. All right, so man, that I'm going to tell you something. That what you just said is so powerful because, I think like an agent who's struggling in real estate, they may think the problem is that they're not working smarter enough. We've seen books written on this, or even training sessions. Work smart, not smarter, not harder. But man, what you just said is no. Like until you're established, until you know the business, heck with that. You got to work hard. Period. End of story.
That's right. Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's powerful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, so when you're calling the FSBOs, how are you dealing with?
Not calling. Not calling.
No? Oh, what are you doing?
To the door.
You corrected me right away. Like, I'm calling. No. Okay. All right.
Right to the door. Same with
right to the door.
Yeah, right to the door. Yeah.
This is New York. Aren't you worried about getting shot?
Nah.
That's for the people in the South. That's what they think happens up here in the North.
No.
So,
well,
tell me how that goes. So tell me how that works. So you see a FSBO and you just go to how does that
Saturdays, Saturdays between 10 and 12 is your best time, especially spring. They're out there raking, making their house look nice and everything. Now for sale by owners in this market, kind of tough because realistically. So what I tell them is you don't know if you're leaving money on the table. Right? They think they went by Zillow or something with a number. I go, I think I could get you more, even with the commission. How do you know what you're going to get if we don't know what we're going to get?
Right.
Yeah. They're going. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Okay.
If they haven't talked to you first, if they just went on Zillow, they don't know if that's the right number.
Exactly.
Really.
Exactly. Yeah. So, in this market, you throw it out there, that net, you're going to get good money, more than
right.
Could probably net you more than you're asking because they don't know.
That's how do you so again, I'm trying to think of the agent that's like, oh, like, how do you deal with the, I'm trying to think how to answer this, like, or ask this, like, there, going up to a FSBO in person or knocking on the door, like, how do you get past the fear of, like, they're going to get angry or like, who are you?
Well, here's the thing I used to tell. I've knocked on, oh my God, I can't even tell you, hundreds and hundreds over the years. I've gotten one door slammed in my face. One. That's it. They want to talk to you. They want your feedback. Just get the appointment, and then that's a whole different appointment, as you know. But get the appointment. Say, listen, why don't I come back, in a couple hours? I can get you a nice market analysis, really show you what you can net.
Great.
Yeah.
That great answer. Okay, so let's. I don't want to. You're not prepared for this, just so people know. I mean, you and I, we're just chewing the fat over here. Whatever that expression is, I may have just screwed it up. But so you don't have to go through the whole thing, but just give me a sense, like when you come back to that FSBO. So you when you knock on that door, you're not looking to, or see him, you're raking there. You're not looking to do the appointment right then and there.
No.
You want to set an appointment to come back. Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
When you come back, what's the? Give me a sense of that conversation. How does that go?
Well, it's basically, what I have done, what my company have done, market share, how you can throw that big net out and gobble in as many buyers as you can. They're probably just on Zillow, multiple websites, how we market houses today. And let's create a bidding war that you've heard about. Okay. And let's see. Yeah, let's see what we can net you. Net is the key word.
You said so. I don't know if I know it's been a while since you've been in the power program classroom, so to speak. And but what I've been using that net analogy quite a bit. You can either go out to a lake in a rowboat,
yep,
and try and catch a fish with a fishing line, which is what a FSBO is, or you can get a fishing trawler, go out into the ocean, throw in a big net and bringing all the fish on board. And that's what you do, Tony, is use a fishing trawler with all of your marketing is a big net to bring more buyers to create that bidding war. Yeah.
Correct. Yep.
Very awesome. Okay. So we've covered time management. We've covered the prospecting. All right, now, as far as, are you using any systems to help you stay organized, a CRM, something like that?
Our company has a CRM, Top Producer I've used for umpteen years. They're in like a little transition. Hopefully this year I'm going to get rid of them. It's time. Yeah.
So you're going to pull the plug on Top Producer software and use the company one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Very good.
I'm in the process of learning it like backwards and forwards before I switch over. So
smart. Okay. And how important is a CRM to an agent, would you say?
Very important. You need to have systems. I have systems. Yeah. I get a listing. I know exactly what I have to do to that listing. It's like my own assistant without paying for, of course you're paying for a CRM, but it's telling me what I have to do, who I have to call, who I have to send letters to, who I have to go see, all that. You set it up that way.
And what you're paying for this digital assistant is a lot less than a real full-time assistant.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have a team or a human assistant?
I have a buyer agent that works my buyers.
Okay. And how did you find this agent?
I knew him from town, and he works in my office, and he was in sales, so it helps. And he's been great. Yeah. Was he already in real estate? No.
And then no, so
real estate. Yeah.
You got him into real estate to work.
No, he asked me. He was getting into real estate. And he asked
okay.
me, I says, well, I need a buyer's agent. I can give you, these buyers that I have no time for. And it's worked out pretty well. Yeah.
How long has he been with you now?
2 years.
So just to look at the model that you've got is you're the rainmaker, getting inventory, getting the listings, getting the sellers. That's what you focus on. That stuff is going to generate buyers. Those buyers, for the most part, you just hand it to him to take care of.
Correct.
That's a great working relationship.
Yeah. Yeah. Because that's what really ties you down. I mean, buyers call right now, stay home. There's nothing else. Stay home. Don't even come out. It's like, are you kidding me? Never have I seen this market. Never, ever, ever.
Now, let me ask you a question that's come up a lot with power agents. And what I know, what would you say when a buyer says, because I think the answer is different now than maybe 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. When a buyer or a seller says, I don't want to sell because I don't know where I would move to. So I want to find a house first before I put my house up on the market. What do you say to that?
Of course, they have to be qualified to buy the house. Otherwise, who's going to entertain their offer? Okay. So if we can get them qualified without selling the house or qualifying based on a rental of their house, just qualifying, and then I'll take them out. Or Larry will take them. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
But otherwise, nobody's still going to take a contingency,
Right.
It just doesn't happen here.
So, back in the old days, we would tell people, you got to put your house on the market first.
Yeah.
At least have it on the market while it's being shown and advertised. You can then go look at a house, but to look at a house without even having your house on the market. But in this market, this is the first time I agree with you. The market is so crazy that, you can't blame the homeowners because they could be homeless because there isn't anything to move into.
Correct.
So,
yeah.
But you want to make sure that, okay, if we do find the house today, we can move quick and I can
Correct.
sell you. I can sell you on the seller by saying you've already been pre-qualified. You don't have to sell. It's all good. Yeah.
It's all good. Yeah. Okay. I just did it with my son. Yeah. And my son, he's got 3 kids now. So we had to find him a bigger house. And we found him a house. I went back. I sold his house in a weekend. Done. Yeah.
What does your son do?
He's financial.
Okay.
He's a financial advisor. Yeah. So.
And how's it being a grandparent?
Oh, it's phenomenal. It's really good. It's really good.
I know. I see it on Facebook and
it's work. You can give them back.
Well, that's a great thing, I guess. I don't know what it's like being a grandparent, but I would assume it's great because you're renting the kid, and as soon as they're too much, you return them, and so you only get the good parts of it. Yeah, it's funny. All right, so this is really good stuff. Now, what would you say to an agent coming into real estate, brand new, where they should focus on? Like, what's the top few strategies that they probably should do?
This is across the country, or we're talking Long Island?
Yeah, across it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's going to be across the country.
See, to me, I think Long Island. I think especially if we get a harsh winter here, I think seniors are done. I think they're out of here this year. So I have a senior list that I have mailings to. So I'm going to concentrate on those people right now in these next couple months. Yeah. Because remember last time when oil prices were up, exodus off the island. Yeah.
Right.
So I think they're going to be, especially if it's going to be a harsh winter. Yeah.
Well, that's it. Now that I've never heard an agent say that before, like being strategic based on what's happening in the local market, which is brilliant. So, if we have a harsh winter, like at this moment, we had, some challenges, the weather at 60, right? So, okay. So that's interesting. Okay. So how do you prospect seniors? Like, how did you get that list?
Yeah,
okay.
I have a list. Yeah. and
Okay.
they get mail. I up the mailings to once a month these next 3 months, 4 months, and I'll be getting in touch with them somehow after the mailing.
Can I ask you how agents get mailings, just like for a category like that of senior citizens?
God, I've had this list and I don't remember how I got it.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. So, all right. What about, so other than the senior citizens, are you doing any consistent mailings every month to a group of people?
Yeah, my past clients get a card every month. How to improve their home. I have a geographical farm still that I actually, because I won't go back into a gym right now because they make you wear masks. I can't work out with a mask on. So I've been, even in the cold, I've been bundled up with my company sweatshirt on, just walking the area again with cards in me. And so I'm hitting 2 birds with 1 stone.
Got it. All right. Very good. Very cool.
Yeah.
Where do you see the rest of this year going? What do you think is going to happen?
Daryl, it's scary right now. I got to tell you, East Northport is my town that 22 houses are on the market.
Wow.
There's 18,000 houses in East Northport. There's 22 on the market right now. Never this low, never.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. And I've been trying to bang my head. I just don't get it. I don't. And maybe COVID, people are afraid to have people in their house. Maybe again, what Annette said yesterday, those people that want to upgrade, unless they can qualify, they're not going anywhere because they can't find a house if they sell theirs. So it's like,
so it's just a ripple effect.
Yeah, it's bogging down. It's bogging down the system. We need those first-time home buyers. They're out there, but we need the middle-level houses to come on, and they're not coming on. It's either first-time home buyers or the million or the top tier.
Right.
Yeah. So
again, you don't know you don't know what you think's going to happen the rest of this year.
Mm-hmm.
There's well, I don't want to predict and stuff, but I think part of the challenge has been new construction kind of took a hold for a while, the cost of lumber, so without new construction, without that new inventory, that really created a ripple effect as far as putting a stall on people selling their house to buy new and all that good stuff. Okay, so technology. So are you using social media?
Yeah, I have a company that I can't be bothered. Like, I'll look at night, but I have a company that posts for me. I can't, what to say and everything. Just put,
Remember what it was like being young.
I know.
So let me ask.
I'm still monitoring that situation. Where do you think Facebook is getting you leads and everything? I'm not sold on that yet. I'm still not sold on that. People post, "Oh my God, I did this, I did that, I did this. I'm top of the." I don't do that.
Well, and here's what I think is important for people that are watching us to know or listening is that. Because there's I joke about, when we were younger, when we're not old farts, but there are some agents who feel intimidated by the younger TikTok agent who's really putting themselves out there. And then, of course, we got all these television shows on HGTV and it caters to the good looking young group. And so it can be a little like, well, I'm not that. I'm never going to be that. I can't get younger. I'm getting older, and not knowing technology and just the thought of trying to learn Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, Twitter, all of that, Instagram. But I think what you're saying and what you're proving too is you don't need any of that. It's good to have, but that's not, you can be a six-figure
producer.
If you
want to brand yourself, in a town, get into a group or something. Yeah, that's fine. But it's still face to face, belly to belly.
That's the point right there.
Yeah.
We're still in a people business.
Yeah.
The tech is maybe one of the sources to bring leads to you, but the rubber meets the road, belly to belly, face to face with people.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
So people need to know that and remember that, because I don't want people to get discouraged thinking that they've got to be posting videos all the time and
not there. Sorry.
not there. You know, I'm watching one of the classes that I'm taking is with the CEO of the Spanx underwear. I forget her name. I just started it. Gosh, forgive me. I should know her name. But anyway, she said something about to find your purpose. There's 3 things to know, and that is, what are you good at? What do you enjoy doing? And how are you going to serve the world? So if you can answer those 3 things, you have purpose. And the reason why I'm bringing it up, because of what you just said, that, you know, like the social media, like that's, if you don't like doing that, don't do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Do what you like to do.
You know, when I'm at home at night, I'll go through Facebook and see, but I'm not big on the, marketing on the social media platform.
Fine. And you're doing just fine without worrying about that.
Yeah, I have a bus stop on a main road in East Northport that I've had for umpteen years. And it's tough to track that, but when I go into a store, it's, oh, you're the guy on the bus stop. Okay, it works.
And now, of course, that's going to be a regional thing, but I'm trying to think what a fellow power agent would ask. And the question I think they ask, how expensive is that?
$5,000 a year. Not too bad.
That's not too bad. That's 400 and change a month.
Yeah. Yeah.
One listing on Long Island.
One listing and it's covered. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And I always get one listing from it somehow. Again, it's tough to track, because they don't say, oh, I called you because you're on the bus stop. I've had one person do that. I go, if you're on a bus stop, I need to talk to you.
Well, okay. Now let me ask you, you don't wrap your car, do you? Like, do you have like a Donnino on your car saying real estate? No. Good.
I don't want anybody following me. No.
Yeah, that could go south, especially if you cut somebody off and you forget you got your face on your car.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why I always let people in. You never know who you're gonna, you cut somebody off and oh my God, that could be a next listing appointment. Oh, you cut me off.
Going back to social media, there's another power agent that we know. I won't mention their name because I'm going to say something they wouldn't want me to share. But they filmed an interaction with a store owner.
Mm-hmm.
He was so unhappy with the store owner on how they were treating him. Like, he recorded the whole thing. Unfortunately, that made the agent look bad, the way the video came out. So, I mean, my point is, there's no business page, personal page. When you're a real estate professional, you're always on call. You're always in the public's eye. So what you put out there in social media, you've got to be careful that it doesn't hurt your brand.
Absolutely. Yep. That's why I let a company do it. I can't mess it up.
Well, you're pretty sure when I see a picture of you're having some grandkid time, is excited.
Yeah, personal. I have a business page. So I think you should separate. I think you should have a personal page and business page. Yeah.
And that way you select who's on your personal page.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah. Yep.
So what's your best piece of technology that you like to use that's helping you in your business?
Gosh. That's a tough one. How about CRM? The
CRM. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Even with the success that you have, and the years that you've had, have you can you think of a time when you had to deal with a disappointment or a concern or fear, struggle, financial, whatever? And how did you get through that?
This past year,
Okay.
you called me, remember? I posted my best friend from 5 years old passed away, and I'm still not over it. And, you know, it was a struggle this year, but only because, like, keep smiling. This guy made me laugh. If I had a bad day, all I got to do is call him. He made me laugh, and that got me through a day. And it's still tough, still tough. So I'm still getting through it. I've had, you know, I had a good year. Not my, you know, last year was my best, but I had a good year. Yeah.
Okay.
27 listings. So I was okay. Yeah.
Well, 27 listings in this market.
Yeah.
And on Long Island, because these are not $100,000 houses.
And I got, you want to talk my toughest month ever. Now, you know, this is Long Island. We have contracts. Now, contracts, they're done, right? You go to closing and we're done. 4 contracts, 1 month, fell apart. Contracts.
All right, wait. Hang on a second. People have, because Long Island is very unique. Everywhere else, I want everybody to understand the distinction. Here on Long Island, we have what's called it's not called pre-contracts, but they're called binders, where a buyer makes an offer and it looks like a contract, it smells like a contract, it has all the terms of a contract, but it's not a contract. Then the attorneys get involved and they draw up the official contracts, and then everybody signs it. In Long Island, when something goes into contract, 99% of them, they close. Because if they're going to fall through, it's in that binder stage prior to contract.
Yep.
So you had 4 in the can and they fell through.
1 month.
In 1 month.
Now,
how much commissions was that, roughly?
36,000.
That's a lot of money.
Now, the good news, I still had the listings. Well, 3 of them. Okay, the 4th one was one of the listings purchased. 2 are new construction. We got 40,000 more the next time around.
Okay.
It was like, okay, great.
Thank God those deals fell apart.
So that's how crazy this market is. Yep. The 3rd one was a town issue, COs, and that's still getting, but I think I'm going to get that listing back soon, you know, after the COs are covered, but her sale is gone. So I really lost 2, possibly just 1. Yeah. But at the time is like, oh my God, if I was a new agent, I'd probably jump off a cliff or something.
Yeah. So how did you react? Because like now 4 deals, that's a lot. Like, how did that hit you, and how did you get through it?
When I have a binder that falls apart, if I have the listing, I could care less. I know I'm going to sell it again. And that's what I went by. As long as I have the listings, I know I can sell it again. So I was okay. I was pissed, but I was okay. Okay. The one with the CO issues, I was, because I'm still trying to get that listing back, and she's still dealing with the town. So I'm still dealing with that, but I was okay. I was okay. Yeah, I give myself, if I lose a deal, I give myself 24 hours to scream and yell and kick the dog that I don't have, but and get back right on the horse again. Like, you can't let it bother you. You know, especially if you have the listing.
Especially if you have the listing. It's almost like if in this market, especially if you have the listing and the deal falls apart, it doesn't mean you lost that money. It just means it's delayed.
Delayed, correct.
But if you're on the buying side,
that
hurts.
That hurts. Yeah. Because then you got to go out with them again and lose deals because there's multiple offers and stuff like that.
How do you get, when you are on the selling side, Tony? Now, this is maybe not a fair question for other agents watching this, because again, you have name recognition, not just with the civilians, buyers and sellers, but with agents. So you've been around for a long time. You're a top agent, so people know you. So you have maybe a little unfair advantage, but I'm still going to ask the question anyway.
Sure.
How do you get your offer at the top of the pile when you're on the buyer side and there's multiple offers?
Couple ways. One, of course, your name recognition, and believe it or not, I'm on the listing side, and if another agent that I know and trust, that I know I've done deals with, I'm going to suggest to my homeowner. But if I'm on the buying side, you either work with your company's mortgage, so you can tell them, listen, in-house mortgage, it's going through, no problem, or a mortgage person that you know and trust, that I use specifically, that has a name recognition out there also, that I've been using for 25, 30 years. Okay. Believe it or not, this guy's weight is pretty solid, that if you have a multiple offers and they see his name, they take the deal. So what I'm saying is align yourself with mortgage people, attorneys, especially real estate friendly attorneys. Okay. And just tell your buyers, listen, you can use your own attorney, but you might not get the deal. These attorneys and mortgage people that I know and trust, get the job done. And in this market, you're one of 10 that they're going to pick from. So align yourself with good people is what I'm saying.
One of our power agents, Larry Gardner, he said the same thing. I'll never forget it. Was you don't just sell the buyer, but you sell the team.
Yeah.
The loan officer,
absolutely,
the attorney, the whole thing, and really push that. Yeah.
Yep. Engineer, to check out the house. A lot of people are waiving engineers. Oh my gosh, I don't get it.
You don't encourage that with your buyers to waive the engineer?
Absolutely not. Yeah. You're spending $600,000-$700,000. Make sure it's right. And just say, we're doing it for ourselves. If you want to be, you can always, something happens, you can try to, tell the listing agent, but they don't have to do anything in this market.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So.
All right. This is great stuff. All right. Let me, we're coming to the end of our time. I could talk to you forever for crying out loud.
I know.
But if you were going to give, for the new agent or the experienced agent that is struggling.
Okay.
What advice would you give them?
Struggling to get.
They're just struggling financially. Let's stick with the experienced agent. So you got an experienced agent. They know listings. They know, they know what they should be doing, what's important, prospecting. They're struggling though. No money coming in. They got no dots on the board. They got no listings. They got maybe one contract, and that could even fall through. So they're very afraid financially. What would you say to them?
I would really, and I would go get one listing. Just concentrate on one listing right now. Get that listing. Don't care what it is. High price, low price, just take it right now. Make sure you get assigned them and work that neighborhood like you've never worked a neighborhood before in your life.
Awesome.
Pound it.
That's it. Pound it.
Pound it. Yep. Have an open house. Make sure you invite, the 10, 10, 20. It's still basic stuff. It hasn't changed. It's the 10, 10, 10, 10 on this side, 10 on that side, 20 across the street. Go invite them to the open house. And you're going to make a connection somewhere. They're going to know something. So make a connection.
That brings us totally full circle to something that you said. And that is, the heck with this working smarter, work harder.
Hard work.
hard work, man. You just gotta do whatever it takes. Shake the tree, get that one listing.
And I'm gonna tell you, there's less competition right now. Mask up, do what you got to do, get out there. Just, have no fear. No fear. I used to wear a T-shirt when I first started. No fear underneath. No fear.
No. You wore it underneath?
Underneath my suit. Like,
come on.
Yeah. Kelly, ask Kelly. She'll tell. Yeah. No fear. Yeah.
I love it. No fear. That's it.
Yeah. And then, you get someone says, no, I'm next, go to the next house. Yeah. Just have time to do it. Have time to do it. You got to make time. You got to get, take the day off too. Otherwise you get burnt. Take the day off.
And also there's something you reminded me about, my first coach was Tom Hopkins. Tony Robbins too, but Tom Hopkins. And I'll never forget this, going back, I don't know, 40 years or something. He said, it's okay to be out of balance in your life as long as you know why and for how long, that there's a time frame. And so that quote from him, you reminded me about it when you said $9,000. You got the kids coming into the office. You were working like an animal. You were out of balance in your life.
Yeah, it was a struggle. I got to tell you, it was a struggle on my marriage. But once I got that next year, now everything calmed down. All right, we got it. So it'll get better. You got to work hard, though. Got to work hard.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, Tony, stay right here. I'm going to say goodbye.
Right.
We're going to end the call, though, for everybody. Gang, there you go. That was such a blessing. Oh, Tony, please, we forgot to do this at the beginning.
But
we're going to have to you need to give everybody your contact information. So if they want to send you referrals, reach out to you, ask questions, So how should people get in touch with you?
Email Donnino, Donnino @signaturepremier.com.
And I'm going to make sure on the recording, we're going to put that at the front end as well. So that way, that's what you call a virtual business card right there. Well,
technology.
Technology. Gang, thank you very much for watching this incredible interview. This is very special for me. And by the way, I do want to say, Tony, just to get this on the recording, you are really special to me because you really are, because you trusted me along with the rest of those folks in that first class that I had this vision. I didn't know what I was doing, but you guys supported me. You trusted me, and I'll never forget you for that. So thank you for that. All right, gang. So work hard. Nothing work. Give me that quote again, Tony. When talented, say that again. The talent
hard work will always beat talent when talent doesn't work hard.
That right there is the theme of this session right now. So gang, go out there, make a difference. Don't forget what you do in real estate. You don't just listen and sell. What you do is help people get to their next level, and the money you make is a gauge. That's all it is of the lives that you've touched. So go focus and touch a lot of lives. Thanks again, Tony. So right there, everybody stay safe, stay focused, and don't forget to keep smiling.
Absolutely.